So. Schauen wir mal. Tag 16. Okay. Good evening. Chill. I'm out to get firecrackers. Firecrackers? It's New Year's, right? We need some. Wouldn't firecrackers scare off the dog? Yeah, good idea. Go ahead. I'll be back in a bit. Even for a cat lover, you sure get excited about firecrackers a whole lot more when dogs are involved. I know how hypocritical it sounds, and I don't care. Jamie's here. Greetings. Oh, und weg ist er. Anyway, let's start. Okay. Ich frage mich, wie man die ganzen anderen Songs freischaltet. Es sind ja schon einige, die ein bisschen fehlen. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Ah, the guy that wouldn't come back twice. Yeah, shut up. By any chance, did something fly over here 2 weeks ago? On Friday? Yes. There were lots of weird explosion noises throughout the night. But as far as I understand, those were made by a flying drone or something like that. So it flew by here. I take it you know what made the noise? Let's just keep it at whatever drone story you heard. Right. Noise got annoying after a while, I must say. So it remained in the vicinity? I don't know what counts as in the vicinity, but yeah. Distant explosions all night. Interesting. So it didn't get far away. Now get me a Mars blast. Okay. Okay. Blended. Here you go. Well, you didn't mess up. Sorry if I may interject. You looking for a fight? Most certainly not. You really think you'd stand a chance? You're like half his size. I can fight dirty. He kills people for a living. I can fight dirty. Chill, please. You make me sound like a savage. It would be like me saying that you get people drunk for a living. It's not wrong, but there are better ways of saying stuff like that. You're right, sorry. And like I said, I'm not looking for a fight. I just noticed you seem to like strong drinks. What about it? Well, to be honest, it's a rare sight in this bar. I'd even come to believe I'm the only one here who enjoys them, aside from the owner. May I suggest you try a suplex next time? It might be to your liking. Okay, let's try the suplex thing. Right. Let's give Ingram a suplex. Okay. On the rocks. Mixed. Bam. Yeah. Good stuff. Like a less burning but punchier piledriver. Say, Your face looks somehow familiar, Mr. Call me Jamie. And you are? I'm Ingram. Anyway, I think I saw your face somewhere. Maybe when I needed to look for a specific file at... Did you perhaps go through a nanomachine expunge? I did actually. Figured as much. Only a handful of people do that. And almost all of them are people with nanomachine rejection that feel oddly suicidal. So, why go through the whole thing? Rejection? Need to hide something? The second one. It's easier to remain undetected when they have no means to track you or your activity. I see. How does the expunge work? You lie in a pressure chamber and they give you a special IV solution. It causes nanomachine rejection while giving you the antibodies needed to prevent them from getting back in. For 5 hours you're trapped in a bed while horrible pressure builds up in your body and nanomachines are forced out. They're like little needles all over your body. You feel them in your eyes, in your gums, in your toes, everywhere. And after all that, they need to implant you with a mechanism that constantly releases the same antibodies. Ouch. What are you having, Jamie? This is a gut punch. Yeah, should have figured. Hey, give me one of those. Sure. Got the punch. And optional country. Aged. Next. Yeah. Yeah, I love these. It looks different from yours though. I had a couple of extras in his actually. So where's the antibody unit they stuck you with Jamie? Inside, like all other maintenance systems. It can be troublesome at times, but the perks of not having nanomachines in the body outweigh the cons. And the rest of the enhancement? Were you reconstructed, or have you been adding them over time? Over time. Either by getting a much needed enhancement or through fixing injuries. I see. Well, it was a pleasure, Jamie, but I gotta leave. Nice meeting you, Ingram. Please come again. Don't count on it. You've said that twice. Shut up. Seemed like a nice guy. Right. I won't call him a bastard, but he's not the nicest in the bunch. Maybe you caught him on a bad day. Nah, I think you're just that good at bringing out the nicer side of people. Oddly enough. That guy tires the hell out of me. Someone's in a good mood. Give me a bad touch, will you? That way, you'll be in a good mood too. Bad touch. Fear. On the rocks. Next. Bam. Yeah. Chill. You have such a petty sense of humor. Guilty as charged. So what put you in a good mood? Oh yeah, that. Today, my sister was supposed to be in court for all the custody proceedings. Of course, not only does she show up later than her husband and drunk at that, but also dressed like she got fucked in the back of a parking lot. And to top it off, she forgot to even bring her kids. Luckily, my parents brought them to court. The judge assigned the kids to my parents for the time being. So she really messed it up, huh? When they came back to the house and Diana started throwing a temper tantrum, she said it was lucky her husband didn't get the kids because the angst would make a jump onto the highway. So Eva comes and says, "Then make sure it kills you, because we aren't dealing with you as a cripple." I shouldn't reinforce that behavior, but I don't know, maybe it was the timing, but I've been laughing for an hour now. You hold quite the animosity for Diana, don't you? She and I used to be the closest friends when I was 7 or 8. Played all the time, even slept on the same bed for a while. Then she turned into a teen. We stopped playing, she had other things she wanted to do. I could forgive all of that, I mean the age difference and all. But there's something in particular I still can't forgive. It was a day she invited her friends to the house, and I went to ask her something. As I was leaving, one of her friends asked if I was her sister. And she said she had no little sisters. Ouch. I think that was the moment that finally broke the pedestal I held her on. I admired her as much as a kid could admire someone, you know. Little by little, that admiration wore off until we finally reached that breaking point. I felt betrayed. And you haven't been able to forgive her after 40 years? Hey, it's not that I still hold a grudge against her, but rather that Diana who said all those things so many years ago is the same Diana that I know today. How so? She hasn't matured one bit. She's still as selfish, childish and immature as she was back then. When you see her, you don't see an adult, you see an overgrown, horny teen. So aside from destroying any admiration I held for her, she's made sure not to fix that impression. Huh. But enough about me, how are you? Everything's fine, aside from this note. Note? Remember how I told you I lashed out at my dead ex's sister? Yeah. I got this note from her. Let's see. Wow, she must really feel bad about the whole thing. As do I. So what's the problem then? The same fear that drove me away from her in the first place. Right. Give a Brentini, will you? There's a little story I want to tell you. Right. Brentini. Ooh. Aged, mixed. Yeah. This the thing. Let's start. Die schon wieder. Oh. Oh, hell no. It's the story of a girl who grew delusional with one of her sisters. Disillusioned. Soon it became animosity, and not long after that, she distanced herself completely from said sister. With time, the girl would become attached to her eldest sister, looking up to her achievements. All I can look at right now are those boobs. Not now. Fernseher vorher nicht in Ordnung. Vorher ging der Fernseher. Aber der funktioniert nie, wenn die Geisterfrau da ist. Said sister would even marry the girl's best friend not soon after. And after the girl went into college, said sister would quit her job. The sister was worried sick about leaving her baby kid alone, prompting her to quit her high-ranking job. What if I hire your high-ranking lips? Shut up! The girl, even as an adult, felt betrayed. Her role model sister went against everything she held her in high esteem for. She was no longer a child, and yet she felt like a part of her had crumbled. Hey Joe, I can lift her sweater. Do you wanna see? I bet you wanna see. Alright, enough. Enough? Shit. Peace out. I mean, I know the girl is you and the sister is your elder sister. Please get to the point. Alright. The point is, if you don't face her, she will be heavily disappointed. She's trying to make amends with you. That must take courage, lots of it. Yeah, you're right. My mouth's dry. Can I get a beer? Right. Beer. Here. Thanks. So tell me, did you and this Gabby girl get along? Oh yeah. I never had brothers and sisters, but once Lenore introduced me to her as her sister-in-law. She got so excited about having a new sister that she clung to me a lot. I helped her in her studies, read books with her, played with her a lot. She was pretty much my sister too. I have to leave, but I'll tell you this. As both a big and little sister, if you don't grant that girl a chance of talking to you, I'll never forgive you. Yeah. Oh, there's a small New Year's party this Saturday if you're interested. Oh, sure, I'll be there. Here. Remember, I won't forgive you. Yeah. I'll go take my break. Alright. You were here? You were quite absorbed in the conversation just now. Jamie even said goodbye to you. Didn't you hear? Anyways, call me if anything comes up. It's less chilly today. Still, a kid's looking for you. Oh shit. Hey. Norma. Phew. You're back. Oh, fuck you. You do know I'm not giving you any drinks, right? Crap, I said it out loud. Yeah, actually, I wanted to thank you. Phew, she thought it was for her. Thank me? Well, for starters, by not complying and giving me alcohol. Everything else would have fallen apart if I had some. Ah, so responsible, Joe. I kind of faced my mom and told her all about the pressure she was putting on me. And said I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. And? Well, she didn't speak to me for 2 days. After that, she told me that it'd be a waste to spend money in a university just for me to not give it my all. So she told me to still go to the college course, but that I was free to explore. Glad to hear that. And, well, I wanted to thank you for that. Me? If I just rushed head first into my original plan, things would have gotten ugly. And you were right, I would be hurting her for the sake of hurting. So thank you. Don't worry about it. I'll leave before it's too late outside. Be careful. Ah, so sweet. Shut up. Hey, chill. Mind helping me here? Sure. Make a bleeding chain, please. On it. Bleeding cheese. Up. Blend. What? Oh, oops. Okay. Thanks. Hey Joe, do you hate me? Hate is a harsh word. It's not against you directly, but rather the fact that only I can see you. Like I told you, if they wanted, they could see me. And why can't I? You're the main character. Don't know. What are you? A cute girl. Right. You okay, Joe? Making a lot of faces there. Yeah, just remembering stuff. Could you give me a hand here and serve a beer, please? Sure. Bier. 2, 1, 2, 4. Mix beer. Bam. Thanks. Would you lighten up if I showed you I can interact with the environment? Maybe it'll spook me, but let's try. Whoa! There. Can't see anything. You sure? Yep. Huh. Weird. Nobody expects the Dorothy Inquisition. Dorothy Inquisition, Dorothy Inquisition, Dorothy Inquisition. Ouch! I bit my tongue. Can't believe I'm using the spare tongue so early in the night. Down here. Oh, hey, Dorothy. I'm making a quick stop for a drink. Can I get a fluffy dream? Sure. Fluff. Aged mixed bam. Thanks. Yeah, before you leave. What? Are you guys throwing a New Year's party too? Yep. Sure, I'll be here then. Oh, okay. But I've got things to do, so... You do? Who does what? Sorry, I sneezed. Weird sneezes. Anyway, I'm out for now. Hey, Joe. Take care of Becky, please. Man, she was in a rush. Okay, fuck the noise. Fireworks are sold out everywhere. I need to get them through more shady means. She's gonna buy them from the internet. She'll find them and put us all at risk of burning. I'll make sure there's an extra extinguisher at hand. Please. But I guess that's it for today. You sure you're fine? I am, don't worry. Hey Jill, mind if I ask a silly question? You've seen my clients, you can assume I don't mind silly questions. Silly answers can get on my nerves though. Sorry, what do you want to ask? Do you know why they call them cat boomers? I mean, I guess the second set of ears look like a cat's, but the word boomer seems so out of place. Not so much when you consider it's not them, but their parents who were called such. Oh. Let's go a bit back first. You do know why cat boomers look like that, right? Because they went through some anti-nanomachine rejection treatment while they were still a fetus, right? It's called the Yamazaki Romanova treatment. Or was it the Romanenko Yamada treatment? Let's call it the catification procedure. It was not only the first successful genetic treatment on a fetus, but also the first way to fight nanomachine rejection. Moreover, that research had a bit of a rocky story. Funding got cut in the middle of it at a crucial point that could make or break the whole thing. Not to mention Zaibatsu Corps' record of not addressing nanomachine rejection at all. The rest of the research was funded by Maki Stengovich. Was it Stengovich? Let's call him Stengovich for now. He's a businessman whose unborn daughter got diagnosed with early nanomachine rejection. Stengovich funded the research, and in a desperate move, his wife offered herself and her daughter as test subjects. Of course, the experiment was a success. The girl, Sylvia Stengovich, didn't die. She became the living testament of a scientific breakthrough. But then the story of how this played out for Sylvia got sensationalized in the media and created a weird fad. Parents made their unborn children go through the catification procedure even if they had no ailments at all. All because one particular girl whose life got saved through that treatment became a media darling for a bit. A whole generation of kids with those cat-like protrusions got born. And their parents got called cat boomers. A generation of parents obsessed with those cat-like features. The fad quickly passed, but the term remained in use. Eventually, cat boomer just started being used for people with the protrusions instead of their parents. You keep calling them protrusions. Why is that? Because that's what they are. Eh? You didn't think those things on their heads were ears, right? Sure, they can be moved because they are somehow connected to the facial and ear muscles. Thus, they can move like a cat's and react to their mood. But in the end, they're just appendages with no real function. Huh. It still surprises me a bit though, that the biggest mutation they get after the treatment is just that. Those ears are a small miracle on their own. People have been born with no eyes for less intrusive procedures. You really thought they were functional ears, huh? Let's say I learned quite a bit today. Thank you. Don't worry, I feel like I should apologize for talking so much instead. And keep in mind, I'm fucking up the terms. I don't want you saying someone got protrusions because of a catification procedure. I'll keep it in mind. Wait! What? Yeah, the guy's name was Stengovich. Eh? I just remembered. Sylvia Stengovich was around my age, and when I was a teen, there were some TV specials featuring her. And I just remembered that I had the biggest crush on her. Now that I think about it, that crush had me very confused back then. And did you need to shout just now? Sorry. In any case, I'm out for the day. Alright, careful out there. All booze and no firecrackers make Stana a dull girl. Little bought what she wanted, nice. Okay, den nächsten Tag können wir auch noch machen. Der Tag war ein bisschen sehr kurz. PTZ closing 40% of its bars in Glitch City. The British Trademark Council is facing some economic troubles in Glitch City, and it looks like they're on the way out. Blaming rising inflation rates and a weak currency, the BTC has given the order to disband almost half of its recreational businesses in this city. We can't keep doing business like this. Glitch City has a negative impact in our earnings and we can't continue in the red. A PR representative told the Augmented Eye. Prime Minister Quincy, on the other hand, thinks the BTC is just too greedy. They make a lot of money already, you know, they're crying because they can't have more. Give me a break. Dass dort auch der Begriff Boomer vorkommt. Naja, der Begriff Boomer an sich, den gibt's ja schon seit einer ganzen Weile. Das ist ja die offizielle Bezeichnung für diese eine Generation, die junge Erwachsene waren nach dem Zweiten Weltkrieg, ist ja Babyboomer. Und ja, ich nehme an, die haben halt einfach irgendwie so ein, weil es halt eben auch wieder mit einer Generation und so zu tun hat. Und ja. Und das Spiel ist ja von 2016. Da war ja noch nicht. Da war ja noch nicht dieses Okay Boomer Meme wie Gen X, Millennial. Ja. Ja, da hatte ich letztens mal ein bisschen mich eingelesen. Da gibt's ja ziemlich viele verschiedene Bezeichnungen für verschiedene Generationen. Ich glaube, die Erste Weltkrieg-Generation oder die danach, nach dem Ersten Weltkrieg, war glaube ich die Silent Generation. Und mehr habe ich nicht mehr im Kopf. Außer halt, ja, Gen X ist. Gen X ist, glaube ich, so 70er, 80er, irgendwie sowas. Millennials sind 90er. Und Generation Z ist dann alles ab 2000 beziehungsweise 2001, irgendwie so, bis jetzt, glaube ich. Wearing socks with sandals in public is now a crime. What? I like to say we have the freedom to wear whatever we like in the streets of Glitch City, so long as we adhere to decency rules. However, that's about to change. Glitch City's Department of Public Decency has declared that wearing socks and sandals together is a punishable crime. If convicted, the guilty face 3 days in jail as punishment for using that abominable combo. But what do you think? Should we wear whatever we want, or should the fashion police of high society decide for you? Whatever the case, I think I'll simply stick to the right side of the battle. Goodbye, socks and sandals. Birth rates decrease as the youth prefers Lilem company. At the beginning of the century, the idea that people would rather be with robots instead of other humans was treated as a joke. But the reality is that the convenience of these kinds of relationships have become immensely popular among Glitch City's youth, to the point where birth rates are beginning to decrease at an alarming rate. Annie May, a 17-year-old student, agrees with the general sentiment. It's just so much better than dealing with other people, you know. You can just make your own perfect partner. Oh, and sex is amazing. Hehehe. Don't even get me started. It's expected that new regulations will soon to be announced to address the situation. X ist 60er, 70er, Y 80er. Ah. Y geht bis zu den 80ern zurück. Okay. Surviving in Glitch City. Any tips for a new friend in this wonderful land? Oh boy. Self-deprecating threat. Don't trust in white knights and don't go out after 5 PM unless you want to get mugged or murdered. Bring a portable chair everywhere. You'll have to line up for flour, lol. Get used to eat what you find. Shortages are getting out of hand. I've been eating rice with butter for months now, but I guess it could be worse. Don't jinx it, please. I have enough as it is. So coming here was a mistake. Why would you come here anyway? I'm visiting family, but now I want to take them out. Do it while you can. Yeah, airlines are leaving the city, lol. Soon we won't even be able to escape. Cry face. Can I even get some weed in this crap hole somewhere? Yeah, I just PM'd you, a good dealer. Okay. Ja, machen wir den Tag noch. Generation 68er. Studenten, ah ja, mit dem, die Studenten-Dinger da. Revolten, genau. Weiser Jahrgang. Männlich, zwischen den Jahren 29 und 37. Männer, die zu früh geboren wurden, um im Krieg zu dienen und später zu alt waren, um Wehrpflicht. Die Glückspilze. Golf, null Bock, Digital Natives, Digital Immigrants. Naja. Okay, Golf ist, nehme ich an, Golfkrieg. Digital Natives. Beziehungsweise Immigrants. Schauen wir mal kurz. Golf zwischen 65 und 75. Das Generation geboren wurden und maßgeblich an Wohlstand interessiert waren. Ach, hat gar nichts mit dem Golfkrieg selbst zu tun, sondern eher so mit dem Stereotyp, dass die reichen Menschen Golf spielen. Ah. Null-Bock-Generation, Jugendliche benannt Mitte der 1980er. Also die Needs, bevor es den Begriff Need gab. Digital Natives, nach 1980er eingeboren. Digital Immigrants, die vor den 1980ern geboren sind. Golf kann auch wegen dem Auto. Kann gut sein, ja. Evening. Hey.
Okay, so we've got almost everything, but we're still missing a couple of things for Saturday. And so I designate you, Jillian Applegate, as official guy who goes to buy the rest of the stuff.
Applegate? I have no idea who that is. Why me?
I could send Jill, but I wouldn't dare send a lady by herself. And I could go with her, but I believe the bar should have at least 2 people in the vicinity at all times.
You're not gonna say anything, Jill?
If it means not being delivery girl, I'm happy to fake helplessness.
Fine. Give me that list. I'll be back sometime.
Something tells me you're planning something, boss. What gives you that impression? Got it, the gut feeling? Did you know Jill has a crush? What? A client of his, a girl that owns a bazaar. She's been coming on to him for ages and he's only just started opening up. But he's taking steps backward and I'm not gonna let him. He's opening up, for fuck's sake. And so the errands will take him to the bazaar, I take it? That's right. Huh. Alright then, to the office I go. As for me... Time to make strings and change lives. Chill with a crush, huh? This place, great. Oh, if it isn't. Oh! Hey Jill. Sorry, but is there anywhere I can hide? Lang nicht mehr gesehen. There's an unpleasant guy on my trail. Boss, stalked woman incoming. The door's open. Go ahead, the door to the left. Thanks. Hello there. Oh, hi there. The other one, that's the bathroom. Wait, what's the dog doing in the bathroom?
No, where did she? Oh, there, oh, perfect. Here again, I'll have the usual.
Right. Oh, you remembered me after 2 weeks. Usual drink. Ich glaub, das war ein Bier. Beziehungsweise großes Bier. Yeah.
Good. This seems right. The paper's been a mess lately. You'd think with all that's happening they'd stay and do more reports. But they're all asking for vacations and I can't afford to be understaffed. So I had to come up with some sort of reward for whoever produces the most reports.
I see no difference in my feet, though. Mr. Donovan, I don't mean to sound rude, but you do know the infamy of the augmented eye with the general public, right?
The shady page that will over-sensationalize anything and report useless things. Of course I know.
Then why not try to rectify that image?
To put it simply, I'm being clutched by the balls. In the non-pleasant way. Cybercore and company have an eye on every publication they haven't bought yet. Report on them once and they'll find something to fine you with. Twice and you'll find your resources severely cut. Anything beyond that, and the best case scenario is that they'll buy the damn operation to keep it quiet. I know there are more newsworthy things than whatever it is the lackeys picked out their week. But if I overstep, my ass is on the line. Huh. Glad to see this hellhole is still in one piece. The PTC has been going apeshit closing bars lately.
Oh yeah, that.
Yesterday, they closed one that served as a key part of a drug trafficking ring. And last week, they closed 3 small bars that served as illegal chicken restaurants.
Huh.
Not to mention, there are like 100 people who have PTC certificates but never use them. Instead, they keep those credentials around to stop police from raiding their homes or warehouses. I don't know about you, but it's obvious to me that some restructuring will begin at the PTC after this whole thing.
Man, shit ran deeper than I thought. And no news outlet talks about that.
Alright, kid, let's try a moonblast now.
Come again?
Hey, even I have to break the routine from time to time.
Okay. Sweet, girly and happy. Okay.
Rocks blend. Yeah. Now let's see what the ruckus is about.
So? What brought you here?
Oh, right. Didn't you see a Lillim coming here? Blue hair, big tits. She's the one from the Encore concert coming up.
Not really.
Did you jump to the roof then?
Why were you looking for her? Do you want an interview?
Not really, just hitting on her. There's that hitting on her, not hitting her. Stop glaring.
Why though? Are you that bored? Don't you have, like, a family or something?
Ever seen that girl? Hot as tits. Also, hot ass and tits. I'm suffering the weirdest combo of being hot as fuck and curious as shit right now. I want to know just how detailed those King Class ZH-1A models are, personally.
And so you followed her?
I've yet to meet a woman that can resist the charms of Donald D. Dawson.
You're in front of one, and I'm guessing you have quite selective memory. Like I said, don't you have a family or something?
A wife, but the woman cheats on me as much as I cheat on her.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I'm pretty convinced she gets off on the thought of me cheating on her. So that Livim isn't here, huh? I'll have to find a busty enough replacement tonight, or I'll explode. Hey, after you're done glaring, please serve me a pile driver.
Alright. Okay.
Mix bam. Here. Alright. Well, seeing as she's not here, I have no reason to stay. Maybe I'll find someone that looks a bit like her.
The guy left.
Oh, alright. Thanks for sheltering me, Dana. I hope your sister likes the video.
No, thank you. Seems you had a hearty talk.
Your boss is such a fun person. Her sister is a fan of mine, so I recorded a small video for her and took a couple of photos.
How nice of you.
It's nothing really, and she did hide me, so it's the least I could do. But, well, we're here already. Mind giving me something sweet?
Sure.
Sweet.
Okay. Oh, den kann ich nicht groß machen. Moment. Ja. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
So, do you know why Donovan was following you?
I don't, but I wasn't in the mood to deal with him. His questions were a bit over the line last time, too. Not the worst I've dealt with, but I just didn't want to humor him.
I see. Seems like he was just trying to come onto you.
You don't say. Well, not like he'd have a chance anyways. I'm not into older guys, and I'm already committed to a relationship.
Wait, you are?
It's not common knowledge, and the ones that hear it try to dismiss it as rumors, but I've been in a relationship with my producer for a while now.
Really?
We were both single, and that kind of stuff is bound to happen when you spend so much time together. But it all started when he read an entry I made in my blog about wanting to experience love and the like. He offered to help with that after he read it, and I thought, sure, why not? I already knew him well enough, it wouldn't hurt to try.
How nice.
He's a stick in the mud where planning is due. But he's a sweetheart otherwise.
I see. You know, I've met 2 fans of yours lately.
Really?
Both of them seemed so excited when they were talking about you. It was amazing.
I don't like the term fan too much. It strikes me as a bit pretentious, in my opinion. I have many fans, it doesn't sit so well. I like many people who like my music better. Fan evokes an uglier and more pretentious image for me. Do you like what I do, Chill? Do you like my music?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I haven't had much exposure to your work, but a few things I've heard are really good. And not gonna lie, having talked to you, I feel like I would support you even if I didn't like it.
It's so nice to hear. This will sound familiar, but do you have anything like tea?
Let me see.
Anything like tea?
No.
Okay.
But something bitter but girly is fine too. Okay, dann machen wir das. machen wir das. Wenn ich was teemäßig hier geben wollen würde, dann hätte ich in dem Shop Zeug extra diesen Mulan-Tee kaufen müssen, der wäre dann hier gewesen. Ja.
Yeah, this works.
Hey, you're King Class CH1A, right?
That I am.
May I ask you something about your model?
Sure.
Are there any differences between you and a DFC 72?
We both serve the same purpose, but
DFC 72s have the port on their heads, which makes them more versatile.
my line lacks that, or the resilience of the DT01Ds, but we're a tad more polished elsewhere. More specifically, our voice emulators are more advanced and our movements are smoother. A trade-off of functionality and power for a trade-off of functionality and power for appearance, you could say.
Ah, I see. So anything new for this concert?
Well, it is an encore, so we're trying to make it the same for those that couldn't go to the first one. But we always try to spice it up, like maybe with a surprise song or something. There was this one time I sang a cover of a song by B-Link. Of course, in return, they sang "Your Love is a Drug."
Oh, so you know the B-Link girls?
Really nice kids. You'd be surprised how different from their onstage personas they are.
Really?
Suzu, for example, can be really childish at times. She also laughs a lot, and loudly at that. Meanwhile, Aina is a party girl through and through. If they're not on tour, she spends her time partying like crazy.
Huh, hard to believe. I mean, the image is that of stoic girls with little expression. Almost like living Victorian dolls or something.
Well, they wanted to pop out in the public. They once told me, if we want people to notice us, we have to break the cutesy idols concept.
And so they took the opposite route of becoming cool beauties with melancholic songs?
I wouldn't say they went the opposite way. The opposite of cutesy idols would be unkempt, tone-deaf girls spewing vitriol and hate.
True, I guess.
Well, I've gotta go, but let's have a sparkle star first.
Alright. Sparkelstar. 2, 1. Optional count. Yeah. 8. Bam. Here.
Sparkling. Well, it's always a pleasure, Joe.
Please come again. Hat ihr den jetzt einfach geäxt? Mit so viel Alkohol drin. Uff. In 10 Minuten wird's der nicht mehr so gehen.
Oh, the handsome bartender. Nice to see you.
Boss, Jill's back. I'll take my break. Alright. Roboter. Ja. Note to self. Buy oil for the door.
Boom,
Fangen wir mal hier an, gehen so. Alright then. Still, you're in my spot. Please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning one of boss's chicken buckets. That boss asked you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. Greetings. Stella, what can I get you? I go with a bleeding chain today. Here you go. Thank you. What brought you here today? Waiting for say? I came by myself actually. I was in the area and stopped to say hi. Oh, it's pretty interesting though. When I first saw you, I doubted you'd ever come here again. Well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So quiet and secluded. It's also clean. Really clean. Jill is the one you can owe that to. The guy takes pride in how clean he keeps things around here. If you ever need cleaning stuff, he's a nice pick. Really? He's a bit out of it today though. I see. Hey Jill, have you heard of the new gold rush in the city? Nee, das sind keine Ohren. Das ist einfach nur... ja. Also halt... Sehen halt aus wie Ohren, aber sie hört halt nicht dadurch. Die hat normale Ohren. Normale Menschenohren. Das ist einfach nur... Kannst du so sehen wie extra... Was weiß ich, wie eine extra Hand oder so. Weil... Oder zumindest halt, weil die Ohren halt mit Gesicht und mit der Ohrenmuskeln und so weiter verbunden sind. Gold Rush. Everyone is paying small fortunes to get their hands on pieces of white knight suits. I think I heard or read something about that, but I'm having doubts, so probably not. In any case, how is it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, but after the events at the bank... After the events at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, bricking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right there and fled when the lynchings went on. Any white knight still stuck in their suit had to take the armor off manually to run away. It all happened in the middle of the lynchings, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. Some weren't that lucky. They got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So between the suits becoming glorified paperweights and many white knights going on the run, there ended up being a lot of junk lying around. But the whole scientific community is rejoicing. They are on a race to reverse engineer the suits and take as much technology as possible from them. And of course, even single pieces of the armor fetch a high price these days. Could anyone see any profit from that research to justify those expenses? It's new tech, a whole new field ripe with
patents just opened for many, so I'd say yes.
Huh. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks. I can see how.
There's one weird case though. There's this guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique Blitzkrieg Corps unit.
Unique?
The guy had a really small unit. 5 people, including himself. The aesthetics of his
Is this? Oh no.
The aesthetics of his unit's armor was heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad of henshin heroes.
And what?
They looked really gaudy. But it turned out that the guy actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He is one of the few, if not the only, suits of armor with the OS intact. To say they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement.
You know a lot about this.
It's interesting, the amount of things you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps to put on a front that makes people lower their guard. That should sound familiar to you.
True. Wait.
Here's a freebie, a fun fact. The failsafe was originally going to involve the armor blowing up and leaving no traces. But regulations and laws didn't allow that kind of technology near civilians.
I guess even Zaibatsu Core has its limits, huh?
People love to demonize Zaibatsu Core because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. But they're not evil overlords, they are just greedy. They're just a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamounts to a city-state. But corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. I've heard horror stories from people outside the city about trying to use product placement. If you so much as hold a bottle the wrong way or get in the way of a logo, you'll be in for lots of trouble.
Es gibt die Pech hatten. Nee, also das vorhin das Gespräch mit dem Jill, da hat sie gemeint, dass irgendwie andere Behandlungen dazu geführt haben, dass Leute ohne Augen, glaube ich, geboren wurden. Irgendwie so.
And let's not start with theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own.
Then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown.
He has no power anyways. He's just a front that whatever council behind Zaibatsu Core chose. He makes a fool of himself and the attention is taken away from whatever it is that Zaibatsu Core is actually doing.
Yeah. So what we're saying is that Glitch City is basically a huge theme park.
I've got the White Knights glorified mall security in the past, so yeah.
Huh. No, seriously. Hen what?
Can I get a Brantini here, please?
Sure.
Henshin.
Engine, a word used in Japanese programs such as Kamen Rider. It means transform. Protagonists would use this word and transform into metal hero to defeat the enemy. Used a lot by old school Japanese superheroes. Okay. Stella ist also anscheinend Anime-Fan. Oder so. Oder halt nicht Anime-Fan. Kindersendungen. Zeug. Aged and mixed band. Yeah. Thanks. So I take it you're in a good mood today. Does it show? A bit. Yeah, well, I managed to nab a couple of tickets for the Kiramiki encore concert. Nice. Alright, as it turns out, she was just here. Again? Sorry. Again? Can't believe I just missed her. I was surprised too. I was more surprised she remembered my name though. And like last time, she was quite the graceful client. Man, so that those rumors about her being really nice in person were actually true. Amazing. I mean, you always want the famous people to be nice in real life. But having such backing to that claim, to hear that she's so nice to everyone, it's nice to hear, you know. In fact, many think that's what made her so famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her someone everyone wants to root for. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Although, to be honest, I've never put much thought into that one. Half the time I have no idea who made what I use, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far though. My daddy always insisted that being ruthless in the boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. And he has actually managed to get certain contracts over other more powerful people. All thanks to being a nice guy overall. Sounds like good advice. But more importantly, Daddy? You really believe me saying she was just here that easily? You're not the kind to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. Said, can you go to the concert so easily? What about security and the like? My dad always has a unit keeping an eye on me from a distance. And you'd be surprised at how easily I can disguise myself with just a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I could get in the disabled line with Sei and her wounds. Although she'll probably nag me about how she doesn't need it and we shouldn't abuse that. Hey, can you get me a classic drink? Sure. Classic. Yeah. Thank you. Do you have many servants around the house, Stella? I do, but they've been with us for so long they're pretty much family. My dad has always said that if you earn someone's trust, they'll gleefully work for you and everyone wins. We even had a young gardener that left to study engineering and he actually came back. He still comes by every weekend to tend the plants. Man, that sounds nice. Let me know if you're ever in need of a job. I might find you something. Thanks for the other offer. Wait. I just realized something's off with the whole tech gold rush story. Oh, what would it be? Wouldn't all the tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack it in the first place, but that would be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't. Zaibatsu have been so paranoid about making the White Knights untouchable that they never patented anything. A patent would be in a database that someone could hack and retrieve valuable info from. Not to mention, they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. And no patent registry in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal. Let alone how it immobilized everyone still inside one of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so using suits that are by all means illegal? The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it though? When you have so much money, you start thinking you can screw around with the rules. All that power makes you think you're above every law there is. And this is what happens when those with money start making the rules. I'm curious though, have you ever covered up any fuck-ups by using money? I think we've all done this, we've all done things we're not too proud of at some point of our lives. Well, Jill, I gotta go. Always a pleasure. Please come again. Ah, Alma. Are broken? No, hello? You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? It's basic courtesy. Courtesy, something I will fight to uphold. First the greeting stop, then saying please and thanks stop, and before you know it, boom, total anarchy. You're exaggerating. I'm not. In fact, I'll go through the door again and expect you to properly greet me this time. Fine. Hello, Jill. Once upon a midnight dreary, while upon a week and weary. Over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Nee, ich will weitermachen. You overdid it. You totally overdid it. Quoth the bartender. I did not. So you like poetry? I had a phase. Tis a visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Es ist interessant, dass sie das Gedicht. Ja, das The Raven von Poe. Es ist interessant, ja, dass er das Gedicht aufgesagt hat, weil geht ja weiter hier mit distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December and jedenfalls geht's ja in dem Gedicht hauptsächlich darum, dass der Protagonist seiner verstorbenen Frau nachtrauert und die Lenore heißt. Ja, die Situation hat auch gepasst. Can I get you something?
Let's start with a big cobalt velvet.
Sure.
Big.
On the rocks, mixed bam. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, there's something I've been wondering about for a while. Does the name Shadowmaster 69's Chronicles ring any bells? Ah, you went pale.
No, the name doesn't ring any bells.
May 22nd. Today my daily card readings told me that I'd meet great change, thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me I had been picked for an inter-school contest with my latest essay. I just knew a scientific theory on the idea of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. As revolutionary.
And wie hieß Shadowmaster 69. Nice.
Soon I bring the world into the occult science singularity. Later entries don't seem to have gone that well though. Mentions of being laughed at, being lectured on why the essay was wrong. Jill?
I made sure to delete that blog. No evidence should be left.
I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that have all that stuff archived.
Why? Why?
Sheesh, relax. It's not that bad.
What do you mean it's not that bad? Don't you realize how embarrassing it all is?
We've all been young, Jill. Relax. It's not like you're still like that nowadays. That would have been embarrassing. You're not still like that, right?
Gods no, I gave up on the whole occult stuff. It's just that remembering all that stuff is...
I don't know, I liked the way you looked. All dressed in black, with the rare accessory popping out, thanks to the collars. I mean, at least you had the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself.
So you have a pick? Oh god, you have a fucking pick? Why do you do this to me? Why do you dig out the sins of my past?
I was bored. Last Friday I had to take my mind off the whole Diana thing, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking past internet activities.
Please don't run background checks like that.
I just used a search engine, you know. I didn't request documents or anything.
What led you to the page?
You do realize your main mail account everywhere is still the one you used back then, right? Like I said, relax. You were obsessed with occultism. I wanted to kiss all the boys. And I kinda almost accomplished that in middle school, which still sort of haunts me today. Never underestimate the lengths old classmates will go to track you down. Especially if they think you're still the girl that kissed them for fun and they're lonely to boot. We all have things we're not too proud of as adults.
Now I know how criminals feel when evidence is used against them.
I have to ask though, why the 69?
It was supposed to be 69, not 69. Like, in reference to both the lovers and the hermit. I was convinced it meant wise choices.
There's nobody that would read that as 69.
I was 12 at the time.
Even at 12, I fucking knew what a 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then?
You have no idea.
Well, let's sweeten up things a bit. I'll have a sugar rush.
Sure. Yeah.
This is the thing.
So, Alma, speaking of the past, what was your last long-term relationship like?
That's sudden.
You dug through my past, I've earned the right to dig through yours.
Fine. Long-lasting relationships, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Well, I've had about 4 boyfriends who I describe as such, that I've introduced to my family and all. The first one was in high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight and me just saying, keep the fucker. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought it'd be funny to punch me in the arm. It starts with a friendly hit and before you know it... Anyways, the other guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interested in marriage, but he wanted to get married after only half a year or so of knowing him. And then there's Richard, who I spent almost 4 years with him. We got along pretty well, we had awesome chemistry, I truly loved him. But as time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family.
He didn't?
Moreover, he wasn't a family person. He distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even if just for a little bit, that maybe he'd change his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. And at one point I had to break up with him. But I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will ya?
Sure.
Bier. Wieso gucke ich eigentlich immer noch nach? Irgendwie so. Routine inzwischen.
Weil Bier weiß ich inzwischen, was ich da reintun muss.
Thanks for telling me that, by the way. Don't mention it.
Okay, one more question, and we're even.
Oh, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away.
At what age did you get those implants in your boobs?
Joe, I love you and I know you're saying that in jest, but I've lived through so many rumors about me getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, and honoring our friendship, I'll just say this. They're real, and they're spectacular. Now ask the real question before I slap you.
I'll grant you one, and only one chance to call me by my full name as a compensation then.
I gladly take your offer.
It's funny that you mentioned slapping, because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped?
Chopped? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is that I spent lots of time typing, and these replacements help me avoid carpal tunnel syndrome.
Oh.
There's other utilities, like how I can interface with many devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses. If I move my index finger, it acts like the computer's cursor. There's lots more, but they're small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud.
How did your family take the operation?
They took it well enough, except for my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital to ask for my hands.
Don't you miss them?
Sometimes, but just during emotional moments. But as luck would have it, someone else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was this young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if we were compatible and all that. I mean, implants are not everyone's first choice if they can get a natural replacement. A bit of cosmetic treatment and it could pass off as her original hand with no problem. Last I heard, we were compatible and the family agreed to the donation. I don't know what became of her, but I hope she's fine.
And you didn't tell your mom about that?
I didn't want her pestering the poor girl. So, are we cool now? Are we even now?
Are we? You were pretty pissed about my comment regarding your boobs. Again, I'm sorry, that sounded a lot less rude in my head.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Besides, I get to call you Julianne once.
No, you don't.
Why?
You just called me by my full name.
Are you serious?
One chance and only one chance, and you just used it up.
Damn it.
Surprise! Hey Alma, this might be a weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts?
Hey. Not particularly, no. Although, there was this paper I read once that was quite interesting. It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then acted as a collective hive mind through residual brainwaves. The result would basically be an image not unlike a hologram. Of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in a body. Even 5% of the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. And it's not like brainwaves are potent enough to create those reactions. It's still an interesting read though.
I see.
Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you convinced yourself that you're crazy. Well, I'll leave then. See you tomorrow.
See ya. All done? I am. What about you, Joe? For some reason the idol girl left him like that, it seems. You think? Might have been while he was out. True. Hey boss, you're a fan of wrestling, aren't you? I mean, you were a wrestler, so... That I am, yeah, why? I was wondering, isn't wrestling fake? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens with 8th grade syndrome? 8th grade what? When I get down to it, wrestling is as real as a soap opera. I mean, you don't really expect a legal lawsuit to be fixed in a ring, right? Sure, in my ideal world, you would solve legal problems through good old wrestling, but... No, seriously, the 8th grade what? But you don't go around calling soap operas fake. It's a show, it just so happens to use fights as an expression. You might as well see it as a unique form of theater. Besides, considering the injuries many wrestlers suffer, it's not all fake. I didn't think about it that way. Sadly, I won't stand for anyone bad-mouthing wrestling. So now I have to go and break Jill's back to make you humble. Oh, well, wait, what? Come here, fuck boy! 8th grade what? Who would have thought we'd get a bona fide idol in the bar? Huh. Jill will have a roof on her head for another month. This sense of relief will make sure she focuses at work. Nice. Gerade so. Nur noch $385. Uff. Valhalla. Name sounds silly and a bit hard to pronounce. Good thing it's actually called Valhalla. The funny numbers and letters are just a code. Anyways, I visited this cute and small bar downtown twice after getting lost for a bit. I think the area was called Neon District. At first it was a bit scary because I forgot my way back, but once I got in there I felt really safe and at home. The bartenders are a bunch of sweethearts and the boss was such a class act. I even took a photo with her and sent a video to her little sister. I look forward to visiting again. The drinks were very tasty, even though they weren't made of real alcohol. New Lilim regulations. The current regulations preventing Lilim from looking too human have been working well so far, but Glitch City's government is planning to create even more new laws so as to enforce robot-like features among the Lilim in a bid to reduce identify theft? Glitch City, the first nation to adopt the current standard in artificial intelligence and robotics, was the first to allow robots into normal society, quickly giving them necessary rights so as to sustain a long-term experiment about their role in human evolution. Unfortunately, the first year saw numerous reports of identity theft, resulting in the need for more stringent measures. It is unknown what kind of laws we'll have in the future regarding their existence. After the Great Earthquake, salvage agents are the new rage. The Great Earthquake that sank large portions of the world 5 years ago also created an unexpected new profession, salvage agents. Summer Aki is one of these salvages, and she shares her experience with the augmented eye. Seeing big cities like Tokyo and places like Caracas several kilometers below the ocean surface, it's something that gets to you, you know. Millions lived there before the Great Earthquake, and it's on me to retrieve their memories, their lives. Aki is now working to retrieve items from a research facility in the Tanegashima Island in Japan. Grand Slam Fighters crowned new heavyweight champion. What? Glitch City's most popular pro wrestling promotion crowned a new heavyweight champion yesterday, with Giant Yusuke taking the gold from fellow Japanese wrestler Justin Liger. Ah! Wird hier wahrscheinlich... I don't know. Wird hier wahrscheinlich keiner wissen, aber es gibt, beziehungsweise es gab einen Wrestler, der ist seit ein paar Monaten, glaube ich, im Ruhestand. Jedenfalls ist er dieses Jahr hat er offiziell mit dem Wrestling aufgehört, wegen Alter und halt so. Aber der heißt, der heißt Chujin Liger. Thunder Chujin Liger? Oh, Moment. Ja, sowas wie eine... ja, der ist besonders in Japan halt, wie eine, ja, Legende, hat aber auch in Amerika ein bisschen gemacht. Aber ja, der Typ, den gibt's halt schon ewig. Ja, vor 2 Monaten ungefähr hat er sich verabschiedet von der Wrestling-Karriere. Kurz gucken, ob ich was bin, was weiß ich. Da der. Der mit den langen Haaren, sag ich mal. Ich wollte sagen, der mit der Maske, aber Rey Mysterio hat ja auch eine Maske.
Liger's 6-year experience edge is about the only factor that separates these two in what's a very even matchup.
Yeah, Mysterio Jr. really is a phenomenon, as you said. You know, revolutionizing Thank you, Brain. Tony, anyway.
I'm looking at the guy.
Well, you know, I'm trying to be polite here, Stockade, and throw you something over there.
Well, I'm watching this.
Well, does he...
Der Chushin Thunder Liger. So. Okay. Und hier gibt's halt anscheinend den Justin Liger. After previous champion 66 American Kid was forced to relinquish the title due to a head injury, GSF decided to hold a tournament to find a new title award holder. The match ended after an epic 30-minute bout with Giant Yusuke applying a massive German suplex for the 3 count. During an interview with AE, Giant Yusuke told us through a translator that he's waiting for 66 American Kid to recover. I won't rest until I beat him clean. Und das war Augmented 3. Okay. Tag 18, okay. Dann sind wir für heute erstmal fertig. Nächste Woche Finale. Nicht der Ray, den man kennt. Doch. Der Rey Mysterio. Der ist auch schon seit Ewigkeiten dabei. Schon. Ja. Spiel hat insgesamt 19 Tage, glaube ich. Und wir sind jetzt am Anfang vom 18. Tag. Also nicht gefährlich mit den Hörnern. Ich glaube nicht. Das ist... Die sind, glaube ich, da sehr... sind ja nicht... sind, glaube ich, einfach nur aus Leder oder so. Also die sind nicht sehr... Beziehungsweise sind sehr beweglich, biegbar und solch. Sind nicht aus irgendwie einem harten Material oder so. Muss das recht alt sein? Ja, das war noch zu den WCW-Zeiten. Das gibt's ja schon seit... WCW gibt's ja schon seit Ewigkeiten nicht mehr. Moment. 96.
Jushin Thunder Liger. First time competing here in
96.
WCW in a long time. I think if you go back even to Starrcade of last year was his last time. But Mike, we talked about this man as you take a look. The people are...
Wer gewinnt denn da eigentlich?
Mysterio landing all the way on the floor.
Ich würde fast sagen Liger.
Mysterio.
Einfach weil...
I have no idea what's up. Gonna happen here. He missed that one.
Yeah, he landed on his feet though, but Jushin Thunder Liger was right on top of the game plan right there. Come back, caught him on the side of the head, picking him up right now. Big time power bomb.
Boy, it was.
Liger bomb.
All right, 3, America nothing.
Mehr als unbefriedigend. Das war halt noch... Es war halt noch... Waren halt noch die 90er, da war das... Da waren die noch ein bisschen... Beziehungsweise da hat das Publikum noch nicht so sehr diese spektakulären Sachen verlangt. Und es war ja sein Finisher. Also das ist halt noch das so ein bisschen altmodischeres Wrestling. Jetzt heutzutage haben wir ja den Omega. Okada gegen Omega. Ja, heutzutage, besonders halt japanisches oder halt Indie-Wrestling, ist halt sehr, ja, sehr, sehr heftig. Und ja, besonders halt im Japanischen sind sie halt sehr stiff. Also da weiter mal. Ja, das Ende, dass der Ray irgendwie wirklich kurz nach dem Dreier-Count rausgebrochen ist aus dem Pin, ist schon ein bisschen. Hätte man eventuell ein bisschen besser machen können. Aber naja.